All right, how's everybody doing today? Kind of teased on Instagram, and I was going to make a buck 112 video because I got got a newer one here in the mix, and figured it was time to kind of revisit my buck 112s and maybe put that on the old YouTubes for people to check out. But guys, the buck 112, you know, just a classic knife. These were made because some people on a Navy boat got in a fight and someone was stabbed with a buck 110. So they wanted to make a knife with a 3-inch blade. So they come up with this, and the buck 112 Ranger is a staple. And I've got some pretty decent examples of some buck 112s here. The only thing I don't own is just a regular 112. All these have, this is about the closest to a regular buck 112 that I have, and it's a finger groove model. But the regular one, is just like the 110, except it's got more of a finger choil out here on the forward bolster, we should say. But these are it. I just got this perfect Stag one in on a trade with my boy Kevin over at Boston Blade Reviews. But man, look at this thing, would you? We got some awesome Stag here. Just a beautiful knife, and just a perfect example. I had some blades that he was wanting, and we worked out a good deal. I gave him, I think I gave him 4 blades for this one, but they were ones that he definitely wanted, and he's always been very generous in trades to me, so I threw some good ones in there for him. But man, just look at the Stag on this thing. Look at the thickness on this. How they got it perfectly tapered down. But with this, he also had the awesome box, the limited edition box. And I know he always gets good deals, so I know he didn't pay that for it. He's like me. He's got a guy he buys from, and he always gets super good deals, which is awesome for us. But it comes with this awesome, it's got a hair on it, brown leather sheath. It's got the 112 somewhere. All down there, you can barely see it. You got the buck here in your button, buck knives up here. It also came with a little bit of paperwork. If you want to pause that and read it. It talks about the natural markings because of the Stag, and just your regular general paperwork. But I'm very happy that he reached out to me. I had some blades that he wanted, and he said, "Hey man, I got something you probably love," and we made a killer trade on this. But just look at that, man. That's just a beautiful knife. Just a beautiful. So we got this one. We got the Stag one here. I forget what year it is. It might say on the end tag here. 07. 07 is what it says on the box. So we got that one. And we'll go ahead and knock this one here out of the way. This is a drop point. I think we got these last year. They come up for sale on I believe the Buck website. And me and him both went on there, and I got one in the S30V, the Boss Heat Treat, and I think he got one in the 420 high carbon. But the whole idea was I was going to get the 110 to match this, but I never did. I just kept fooling around and kind of missed the boat on getting the 110. They probably still have them, maybe. I don't know. But if you look, the reason a drop point's good, look at that killer tip out there. You look at it compared to the regular 112, how much beef you got on the blade stock alone. But this is a good knife. I think I got this for, I want to say right at $100 I paid for this, and it's a good example of the 112. I love that drop point. Now this next one here I got from my buddy out at the flea market, my buddy Lee. I told him, I was like, "Hey man, I'm looking for a 112 with finger grooves," because I'd always wanted one. And the next month I went out there, he had some brand new ones. So I had my pick of the litter on these, and I bought this one. And he had another one, and James Stork actually bought the second one. Again, I don't know what year that is. I got the box for it and everything, but look, all these are perfect examples too. Look at the blade centering on this. And let's look at the blade centering on all these, actually, on this one here. Look at that. I mean, a little bit to the show side maybe, but it ain't rubbing or anything. And then I think we looked at the Stag one, but I mean, we'll go back and we ain't in a hurry. Look at that, perfect example. Just a perfect example of craftsmanship on these models right here. Now this next one here is the Sport Pro, the Buck 112 Sport Pro. I got this from DLT Trading, I believe. I think these were like, I had some points, so I got this one for like $95 because it had some rewards points. Now when I got this, one side of the edge wasn't sharpened all the way out to the tip, so I put my own edge on this. And I actually had Kevin's 112 Sport Pro when I did it, and his tip was real blunted, so I sharpened his up as well. But these are the S30V Boss heat treated blades. You got the green canvas micarta. You got the aluminum bolsters here. I believe that's aluminum. And then you got, you know, of course, the thumb studs for easy one-handed opening. So yeah, look at that. And of course, it's all torque screw construction, so you can take these off here and clean underneath if you needed to. Say you're cleaning a deer and you had blood and hair and everything down in there, you definitely want to take that apart and clean her up if you could. But look at that, right down Broadway, and a great modern, because the reason I like this as a modern is because the torque you can get behind the thickness of the actual knife compared to, say, a Spyderco or something, or maybe even everyone's loving the bug out these days. So I got this, but look how thin that is. You look at the thinness on this compared to the thickness on that, and there's just a big difference. And when you got big hands, it's easy to get that torque behind it that you need. Put this bug out up. But this is a great, these are great knives. I highly recommend these as modern knives if you're used to a 112 or a 110 carry. They also make this in a 110. And the prices are pretty decent on them for the material you're getting, and the, you know, the easy access with the opening. And of course you can close it one-handed. You can just give her a little jiggle and she'll even come down further, but I haven't used this knife in a while, so you know, if you're working outside and you had one hand on say a tool or something, you could open and close this with one hand without any issues. Got some killer snap to it too. This next one, I bought this one here just to make videos with when I was making videos on 112s. I had the 110 in this, and this is the 112 Slim Select. I got this at Royal King. I think this knife was, I think it was $35, but I've never used it. I've never carried it. It's got a heck of a smile there for you. Edge is killer. It's just, you know, why am I going to carry this when I have something so much better? Like you compare these two. I mean, this is definitely a lot more pocket friendly, but if these two are laying there, I'm going to pick up this to use, as opposed to this is just going to stay put up. But I mean, all these are just great examples of the Buck 112, and these are all of them that I have. And what is there, 5 here? And you know, these knives are 4 1/4 inches long. Let's see what they are total length here. Closed are 4 1/4. Total length on this Sport Pro is going to be, well, you start at 5 and it goes to 12 1/4, so 7 1/4 inches total opening. The cutting edge is going to be like 2 5/8 altogether. The blade is 3 inches. So you got to take out for the tang. Another thing people are worried about with the thumb studs is the sharpening of these, but I had no problem putting an edge on this using my DMT diamond stones, and she is nice and sticky sharp. But out of all these, you know, I've only carried probably this one, and I've probably only carried these two, and this here is a great carry. You know, you can pair this with another traditional blade, say like a K75 or a Copperhead or something. But it's just a great knife. And we'll actually look at these compared to a 110. We'll look and see how they kind of stack up. There's the 112, and this 110, it's an old one. It's a 2-dot. It's an old buck 110 2-dot in great shape. And this sucker is in great condition. But if you look at even the bolsters, you can see how more flat and kind of squared off the bolsters are compared to that newer model. But if you look, man, we're on a 3. It goes to 11 3/4, so it's 8 3/4 inches total length. So it's almost too much. You know, it's definitely one that you've got to, man, look at that. It's definitely one that you got to carry on your side. You know, you definitely don't want those in your pocket. But man, this thing right here, for being as old as it is, for being a 2-dot buck 110, and I got this sucker cheap. I only paid $30 for that. So I get some good deals off my buddy out at the flea market. He had it, and he was like, "I'll give it to you for $30." I said, "Winner, winner, chicken dinner." But yeah, here we go. There's my buck 112s. We're 11 minutes in. This is going to be my weekly video. And this was more about getting this one here in on a trade from Kevin over at Boston Blade Reviews. It was a great blade. Thanks, buddy. Just an awesome blade, man. Awesome, awesome blade. All right, guys. Hey, that's all I've got for this week. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about these awesome 112s. Take it easy.